All right, have fun. Hello. So, Michael Grubb of Evolve Ministry. Now, first, I want to talk about what Evolve Ministry is. Okay? Evolve Ministry is a metaphysical scientific system of self-mastery, all right? And what we do is we approach things in a scientific manner as opposed to a religious or quote-unquote spiritual manner. We do recognize that these sort of properties, because people are not used to it, has spiritual value. So learning how to, work with the elements, work with the trees, be able to project your energy and stuff like that, because it's relatively new to people. People automatically equate it to something that maybe it is or maybe it isn't. Now, there are several systems out there. There's some pretty decent systems of thought, and there's also some good applied systems out there. But what I want to say is that Evolve Ministry in itself is quite a bit different in the fact that we demonstrate openly, okay? Matter of fact, we just completed the Awake and Empowered Flower of Life Festival that was in Troy, Michigan, and people there who had never had any sort of exposure to self-mastery whatsoever got to see things right there in action. We actually have a video of it, and it was a pretty good audience of people, all right? So they got to learn a lot of things about how their energy systems operate. And again, we relate it as to being scientific. A lot of people think that the chakra system is some sort of a magical system, but actually it's just merely allegory for the battery system that happens when your endocrine system is triggered. So if you learn how to use your glands and your endocrine system, you're going to be able to play around with nature, and nature play around and play back with you, nature. The other thing that self-mastery is about is not about the abilities, it is about the connection into the universal mindset. It is about the connection into the collective, and learning that we are all made of the one same thing. We all came from the same thing. Now, some of the systems that are out there have differing views than we do, and they approach things in a much different manner than we do. And for that, sometimes we get flack, sometimes we get judgmental people, and we really don't pay much attention to that. Okay, if you're going to get a teacher when it comes to self-mastery or when it comes to stuff of the metaphysical, you want to get a teacher that sows harmony and love. Okay, you don't want to get a teacher that is constantly at the throats or in constant judgment of other systems, because it lets you know that their mindset is not one of a harmonious mindset, and that will show. It's a matter of time. It will show in their practice, it will show in how they demonstrate, and then it will also show in the way that their students behave and act when they are also in situations. So you always want to get people who are calm, centered, loving, but at the same time very logical. And then this way, you will know that you have someone who is balanced enough to teach you the intricacies of what we call quote-unquote energy work. Okay, so that's what's most important, is that you're getting someone who is, and no matter who you get out there, just keep that in mind, is that you want to get someone who is completely level-headed as a teacher, as an instructor. And then you'll see that your quote-unquote abilities will flourish. And again, we do not teach abilities, we teach a connection. We teach that the abilities, quote-unquote, are a side effect of having the connection. That is what we try to cultivate, is a connection with the universal intelligence. For too long on this planet, people have been cultivating it's actually self-absorption, but self-serving systems. They've been developing things of which they're always out in order just to improve their own personal stature within any sort of community, or I guess within their own personal vernacular. So instead, what we teach is a way to harmonize with the collective so that the collective becomes evolved. Through the act of every single person improving themselves, basically what ends up happening by the principle of the 100-monkey principle is that the intelligence basically expands outward, and then by default, as it expands outward, as you start to improve yourself more and more, that everything around you also starts to upgrade and improve. So keep that in mind. That's what self-mastery is all about. It is not about becoming powerful. It is not about leveraging your intellect or abilities over someone else or something else for the point of becoming more godlike. And it's definitely not about proving that you're better than someone else or proving that your system is better than someone else's system. It's all about the harmonious interaction of love and life. Okay? And so, again, when you choose your teachers, just choose wisely. We don't really care so much that you choose us. The thing is we're actually becoming more and more selective. We've instilled a application process now. And so the thing is with what we're doing is we want to screen our students and know that these are the types of people who we want to accept, and then we want to actually teach, because these are the types of people, hopefully, that will be the future and the positive interactivity of the planet, not the negative interactivity of the planet. We want to boost things up, not bring it down. Anyway, eternal love to all.